What's up, Dunwoody? Welcome back to the podcast. It's all about Dunwoody, Georgia. The show is brought to you by Dr. Brett Friedman with Village Orthodontics and Discover Dunwoody. And I had a great conversation with the theater director at Dunwoody High School, Miss Amanda Lower, earlier this week. I was excited about putting it out, and I went to edit it, and we lost the first 2 minutes of the recording and the last 2 minutes of the recording somehow. But they have a production starting tonight in a brand new theater, and that was the idea of putting this out. So I guess, as they say in theater, probably, the show must go on. So we're just going to jump right in. Here we go.
My life's calling is to bring the arts to every student. I feel like it changes kids' lives. It gives them a safe space and a safe place to express themselves. And it builds life skills, whether they become performers or not.
Yeah.
And it's really been my life's work and my life's passion. So whenever I was just the parent at Dunwoody, I was always on the team to support whoever the arts teachers were.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, I've been working at other schools in the area. And I'm not alone. We have an incredible community at Dunwoody of parents that really just want the best for our community. So I want to tell you, we have been like boots on the ground. We've been working so hard for about 3 or 4 years advocating to renovate this theater.
Okay.
And what is so incredible is that on Friday, we have our first performance in this space where it is a completely new sound system, completely new lighting system. They started with the electricians, so they pulled out the wires, and now we have LED lights, which we know are so much more efficient. So we require a lot less.
And they'll stay
energy.
on, right? Hopefully
They'll stay on. They use less power. And the old lights were they got really hot, they were dangerous. And also, the other side of it is now our students, when I invite a student to be on my tech team, I'm actually giving them technology that will
real
give
technology
job. Yeah. This is what everybody uses, assembly, the film studio that's just around the corner from us. And we had equipment, but it just didn't work. And so it's just brings tears of joy to my eyes that now our kids can be heard.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, it's like a candy store now. So when I'm designing lights, I have a dial I can turn to change the color of blue. We can make it teal, not just blue or red. And
that's
back
awesome.
when I was a student, and even the lights that we had before these, you had to get up on a ladder and put a piece of plastic in front of each light. They're called gel. It's so hard to do, And so it's just like such a huge day for our kids.
That's cool. You're going to have some practice leading up to it, though, right? It's not going to introduce all the new stuff on Friday.
Well, so what we're going to do is for opening night, we're going to have a little gala celebration with treats and punch, that sort of thing. And then ASW is the company that did the renovation. They've made like a 1.5-minute rock star video so that the audience can see all the bells and whistles that we've got the capacity for now.
Yeah.
Little Women is not like a rock show,
You don't need Dolby surround sound for that one.
We don't necessarily take advantage of everything that we have. But so we'll share that 1.5-minute video. And like the subwoofers, they really boom, boom, boom.
Right.
It's going to sound like a rock concert for a little bit. For our opening night, just to give the audience and our faculty and students a taste of what's to come.
That's cool. That's very cool. Because it is 1% of the 1% of your students are going to go on to be, a big actor. You might have a Ryan Seacrest in that crew, but the tech people and there's all these other jobs and, opportunities that are there for a lot of technology and background type stuff. So that's cool that they get to learn that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So what are all the different things that you do? What exactly do you teach? What's your normal day to day?
So in the classroom, during the day, I teach 3 classes. I teach any and every level of acting.
Okay.
So it is anything from how to speak clearly, a little bit about how did theater begin. So we study some of the original playwrights. We study a little Shakespeare, and then all the way to current day. And our students are really good at improvisation. So I would say almost half or a third of my acting classes are improv. So I give them the
Oh,
scenario.
wow.
And then
Yeah.
we're honing our skills for, that was really great, but I think you could do more with your physicality. How can you make a stronger choice with your body? How can you make a stronger choice with your voice?
Yeah.
To take your audience on a more interesting journey. So I teach all of those levels, and every semester at Dunwoody, we have every level offered pretty much. So
Okay.
if
Is there
you're
a lot of
kid-
overlap with the kids?
Yes.
Yeah. You
Yes,
see them in a lot of different classes?
I do.
You should take
And
that as a compliment.
yeah, it's fun, right? I mean, we literally play for an hour and a half together.
Yeah.
We pull out costumes and props, and so it's really super. It's just fun. It's really fun.
Yeah.
Play is important. And then I also teach the technical theater class, and so that's the behind the scenes. Now, because of the situation that we were in, you can see, I'm going to lean so you can see the set a little bit. We actually had one of our dads is a contractor, Alex Sessions with Cherry Blossom Designs. So he
Yeah.
and his crew actually built our set. But usually our practice is that students are right there learning from the professionals with
Yeah.
that hands-on experience. We were under the gun because of the renovation. So we didn't really have extra days. So we kind of needed it to, to get accomplished.
Yeah.
But that's something that our tech theater class would do. They learn how to, we have a shop back behind this. So we've got saws, we've got hammers, we've got everything and anything we need.
Oh, wow.
And then also, so over the span of 4 years, when a student comes into Dunwoody, we will also have some specialty classes. So we're looking to have like a musical theater class where I would collaborate with the chorus teacher.
Okay.
We're hoping to collaborate with the film studies person because she really teaches them how to operate the cameras and how to talk into the microphone. And then I can step in with these are some things you might want to think about when the camera is on you, that sort of thing,
Yeah.
the acting part of it.
Yeah. I bet.
And then
I bet a lot of thespians spill over into the production. Was it called Ryan Seacrest Studio or something like that? There's forgot what they call it. I need to get her on the podcast too.
Yes, Miss Susie, she's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Yeah. And then we also, like over a span of 4 years, we will also have a class like public speaking. Just teaches you how to talk in front of an audience, where we would study anything from presidential speeches to sports speeches, right?
Okay.
Isn't it Coach Valvano that gave that never give up,
Yeah.
because I really believe that we can learn acting skills no matter what the text is. And don't tell the students, but what I do then is I sneak Shakespeare in. I'm like, yeah, we've been doing this, current day scenario, and now you're going to do Romeo and Juliet. It's the same story, except that we're going to use Shakespeare's words, that sort of thing.
Which are a lot harder to learn, I'm sure.
They are, but just as important.
Next level, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Speech to me I think that's really important. And I'm going to force my kids into doing that. My son, I was telling you before we started, is in SGA at Cornerstone. And part of that was speaking on stage, and he was not ready for that. And when he was elected, we told him that that's what he's going to be doing. And he was like a little apprehensive about taking the gig just because he'd be speaking on stage. And I've forced myself on video, but it's tough. It's real tough at first. So congratulations to you for pushing those kids through it.
Yeah. I think it's important. I want them to succeed. It's like a life skill, right?
Yeah,
just as
absolutely.
improvisation is that, what if you get up there, you're hired by some company and your speech doesn't load?
Yeah.
Right? Like technology can be faulty. But you've got to be ready to the show goes on or the presentation.
You're ready with that improv. Yeah,
exactly.
I bet improv is pretty fun too, isn't it?
It's
those
so
classes.
Much.
All right, quick timeout. You thinking about selling your home this year? Nah, probably not. Statistically, like 10% of you are. And if that's you, I would love to be a realtor right now. If that's not you, plug into my What's Up Dunwoody Facebook pages and groups. You can follow Top End ATL on TikTok and Instagram. Let me help keep you informed on what's going on around town. And then when you do need an agent, you know right where to find me. Or maybe you know somebody who would like to move to the area. You can send them some of What's Up Dunwoody stuff and say something like, this guy would be a fun agent to work with, because it's true. I'm actually super fun to work with. And I know this city and I love the city more than the next guy. So if you ever need a real estate question answered, a neighborhood opinion, or just help connecting the dots around Dunwoody, hit me up. And thanks for listening to the podcast. This episode and every episode of the show is brought to you by Discover Dunwoody, Dunwoody's destination marketing organization that is focused on promoting the city, supporting local businesses, and driving visitors here. And if you follow What's Up Dunwoody on social, you've already seen a lot of their stuff. I'm constantly sharing their amazing videos that they put out because, frankly, they're better than I can make. So why not share theirs? The events page on their website is another one of the best resources in the city, and way more people should be using it. It's constantly updated. So bookmark whatsupdunwoody.com/events and look at it once a week, because there's always something fun happening here. You just don't know where to find it.
So we have a very large umbrella for Dunwoody Wildcat Theatre.
Okay.
And the classwork, I would say, is kind of like the stand upon which everything else grows.
Uh-huh.
And we have the speech team and the debate team. And that's after school, completely after school. To be honest, it's kind of a short season. It's kind of a quick season. So we do a lot of work. The debaters get their cases ready. We get our speeches ready. And then we go out and compete, but it's over a very short time frame, like 4 or 5 weeks.
Okay.
We also, just like to brag a little bit, we have the champion in humorous interpretation.
Okay.
Lydia Bazell's one of our juniors here. She mops the floor with everybody else this year.
Yeah. How far do you have to travel? Is it local, like DeKalb County?
No, it's usually Marist.
Okay.
Is one of the.
Not far.
We have to travel. The farthest we've had to travel was about an hour.
Okay. And then you have somebody that's, an expert at that. How many people travel with you?
So we rely very heavily on parent volunteers. Every time
Mhm.
we compete, we have to have a certain number of judges.
Okay.
So I go representing, I'm like the faculty representative from the school, and Mr. Kearney goes as our debate coach. And then depending upon how many students we have with us, you usually have to have a parent for every 4 kids.
Okay. And so debate travels with speech. Is that, you consider that speech, I guess? Where do you consider that?
Yes, I'm the director of the speech team.
Okay.
And so speech, we have original oratory, so where students write their own speeches,
Mm-hmm.
and humorous interpretation and dramatic interpretation. And just historically, under Mr. Gay's leadership, and just in the last couple years, we've done really well in dramatic interpretation and in humorous interpretation.
Okay. Humorous interpretation sounds fun. And then do you actually on stage with the debate team, or how does that work?
No,
One after the
usually
other?
you arrive, and then a school, it's different sections of the school.
Okay.
Yeah, so the debaters would go off to their side and we would go off to ours, and then we hang out together in the cafeteria.
Yeah. Okay. Well, now that you have that renovation, maybe they can be hosted at Dunwoody.
Right. Who knows?
Yeah.
So under, speech and debate and improv is one side of our umbrella. And then the other side of the umbrella are all of the performance opportunities for students.
Mm-hmm.
And you do not have to be registered in a class in order to be in a performance. We usually have a fall play. This year we did The Play That Goes Wrong. That was so much fun. Oh, it was such a great comedy. And then in the springtime, we do a musical. So they are by audition. The kids have to memorize a monologue and sing a song, and their callbacks and all that sort of thing. So teaching them those skills of what it means to audition.
Yeah.
And then I've introduced some new initiatives here. So we're going to have a variety show in the spring.
That's fun.
Trying to just pull more Dunwoody students. So, you don't have to be a theater kid to get up on our stage. So I'm trying to open our invitation a little bit broader and catch students that are very artistically talented, but maybe they haven't found a way to perform for us. Yeah. And we have 2 other things. So we're going to have a variety show, and we have a thing called Coffee House Night, which is just what it seems like. It's a low-key, kind of like an open mic, except that we ask that we know what's going to happen before. You don't just walk in.
Yeah.
And it's student-led, but the vibe is very relaxed. So say a student has written a poem in a class, they could come read the poem.
Okay.
And then the other thing is cabaret night. And that's an opportunity for our singers to get up and sing a song.
Oh, nice. You keep talking about student led. I don't know if we've mentioned it on the podcast a lot, but before we started, is that just are these thespians just that well behaved and go getters that they can patrol themselves and control and actually learn stuff through class? Is that how that works?
I would say yes
Sometimes.
and no. Like we're still learning.
Yeah.
We're still learning to pick up after ourselves and still working on our skills of communication, those sorts of things. But I mean, our kids are so talented. And
Yeah.
especially in the field of the arts, you learn better by doing.
Mm-hmm.
And even in my acting classes, I like students to not only be the actor, but also to be the director. Because you get so much, you're like, oh my gosh, those kids are talking. You know, like I'm having a hard time doing my job because those kids are talking. Like they just really learn a lot more by being hands-on.
Yeah.
So I
and they
think
get to see the other side of it, you know? They get to see
100%.
why you're telling them they're doing it poorly or
100%.
correctly.
And when I was studying theater at Duke, I didn't think of myself as a director. And I feel like I had to learn that after graduate school and later in life. But it's such an important vantage point, and I feel like it teaches you a lot as an actor. So I really like for the students to see all aspects of it.
Yeah. Yeah. One of my coaches, he always talks about how when you're inside the bottle, you can't read what's on the outside of the bottle. And it's just like a different way of looking at it. Okay. So these shows, Little Women, are going to be the 6th, 7th, and 8th this week, and then 13th, 14th, and 15th next week, right?
We open on Friday night with a special gala reception at 6:00 on Friday. And Principal Bass will formally and officially open the new theater.
Okay.
And then we'll have that, demonstration of like the bells and whistles of all we've got now.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure Coach Bass will be improv as well up on stage.
Mm-hmm. He recorded his...
He's got to be a fun boss to have.
Oh, he's so fun. He recorded his Bass in the House episode on our set.
Oh, did he? That's funny. Mm-hmm. That's cool. Okay. Well, thanks for coming on. It's nice to learn a little bit about theater, and everybody should go check out the new theater that is new and improved and renovated.